What's poppin', y'all? I've seen a lot of things on this dear internet, and this has to be one of the craziest things we've ever seen happen, which is not only this streamer, quote unquote, getting cheated on by his girlfriend and telling the humiliating story, but it being by her cousin and her being the one that's thirsting after the cousin and underneath his own roof. So this all starts with this guy named I Am Not Kenneth, and he drops this nuke of a video where he explains how his girlfriend cheated on him.
My girlfriend cheated on me with her cousin. See, like this ain't even funny because I wouldn't have even wished this on my worst enemy. Who the prayed on my downfall this much for some like this to happen to me? Now, I'm not gonna drop no names or anything, but y'all know who she was. You know, I posted with her, you know, obviously she's my ex now. I don't even know why I say girlfriend, bro. We made content together. We dated for a couple years and all of that ended recently, bro. I had to call it quits, bro. As of last week, I had to call it quits, bro. I caught her cheated on me in my house. Keep in mind, I pay all the bills in this motherfucker, bro, and she had the audacity to cheat on me with her blood cousin, bro. So lately, bro, I've been noticing she's always on FaceTime with this, bro, and it's her cousin, bro. She's always on FaceTime with her cousin, but it's like, what normal person would think that's weird? Like that's her cousin. Like I thought it was on some normal, like, you know, like I guess I didn't realize that they were sleeping on the phone together, that every time I would come near her she would go on mute or whatever, but that's not the point. She was in the shower and I heard her talking on FaceTime, so that was like a red flag. So I walked near that restroom, like this is my restroom, then there's like another room and another restroom over there. I walked near that restroom, the doors are locked, which was also suspicious because why are you locking the doors? But I heard her say the word gains, as in like gym gains, and I heard yams come out her mouth. And once I heard that, I'm like, who are you on FaceTime with and why are you talking about yams, man? So basically I have like a little cat litter box, but it's like a AI advanced $900 litter box that has a camera for some reason, and it's in her restroom. So I was able to connect to that. And I basically seen her at the mirror of her restroom with her phone plopped up. You know, the FaceTime shit was on, her camera was on, and she was on FaceTime just showing straight yams to that. Like I'm talking about 360s in the camera, grabbing yams, just everything, bro. Just butt naked, bro. And at that moment, bro, my heart sunk, bro. I was like, damn, it's GG's. She just cheated on me.
Okay, so we're going to have to dissect this like a scientist. We're going in there like a surgeon. First off, this guy says that, oh yeah, you know, she lived with me. We dated for a couple of years, this and that. And he just tries to gloss over it. So the streamer that he's talking about is this girl by the name of Catalina. She is a Streamer University alumni. That I'm telling you guys, I had this tweet that banged. I was like, yo, everything that's going to be happening in streaming since Streamer University and related to it is going to make that so much more legendary. So she was a streamer. She's not a big streamer. I got her stats up here right now, but you can see she's like this light-skinned girl, right? She streamed 6 hours in the past 30 days. 185 average viewers. Her peak viewers were 250. So during Streamer University, she blew up. She went up to, I think, like several hundred average viewers, and then she maintained after that, but she was quite inconsistent. So with this guy, I Am Not Kenneth, this is his streaming history. It's a nothing burger. So for the past 3 months, he hasn't streamed at all, and you can see in the channel performance over time, those spikes. And the red is how many hours he streamed. So clearly, as you can see here, he has not streamed in a long time. And even when you take a look at his YouTube channel, before this video exposing himself on getting cheated on, he hadn't uploaded a video in 8 months. So this guy was off of everything, damn near. So my assumption is that he is not in this content game, because he was saying that he was paying for everything in their house. So he's paying for everything in the home, and they have separate rooms. That's another thing. Now, you could explain it away by saying, well, she's got to have a separate room to stream. Especially if he's doing a streaming room, you're not going to stream in the same room, which makes perfect sense, of course. However, he was saying like, oh, she would be falling asleep with her cousin on the phone. And I was just like, dog, what? So they're in separate rooms. They're sleeping in separate rooms. And listen, as somebody that loves their sleep, I can completely understand wanting to sleep in your own bed, in your own room, away from other people, just to get a good night's sleep. However, I don't think this was that type of individual, and he was paying for everything. So she's making all of this money and she's stacking this paper and he's paying for everything. Why? Not too certain. So there's that. And then he's talking about how, oh yeah, she's always on the phone with her cousin. And this is just weird. Like, why are you always on the phone? Why are you always on the phone with anybody? It could be her best friend, and she's just on the phone all day. It's like, why are you on the phone all day? How about you hop on stream and start contributing to this household? How about that one? But at least there was a level of suspicion with this guy, and this is why you don't go to the internet. Because if he asked anybody online or brought this to the internet of like, yo, you guys think my girl is like cheating on me? She's a little bit suspicious. They would gaslight him. They would tell him, nah, man, you're weird, dog. Like, yo, you're insecure about her cousin? Like, dog, they just grew up together. There's nothing wrong there. And he would have been gaslit, and this would have continued going on under his nose. So at least he took 2 steps, which was catching her red-handed for himself and dumping her, because the way that this chick looks, it's how a lot of these thirsty dudes online, they would convince themselves otherwise, or they would be like, nah, like, I can't, like, she's gonna get some help. They wouldn't let a girl like this go, and they would not be the ones to dump her. She would have to leave them for the cousin. So right now, he's saying that he saw her and she's showing the yams, and we're guessing that she's showing herself completely bare to the other guy, which is already like, yeah, that's already beyond cheating. That's already beyond weird. And that's grounds for him just dumping her. However, it gets even worse than this, actually.
But that's not how it ended, though. I'm not gonna lie, bro. Because I didn't want to make it seem like I knew and I caught her and she was gonna try to play victim. So I walked up to her room. I knocked on the door. I was like, let me see your phone real quick. I grabbed her phone and I noticed her like grabbing that, but not really grabbing it in like a way where like she made it obvious she was hiding something. So I just grabbed it and sped walked to my room, and then I locked my door, and that's when she started banging on my door saying, Kenneth, open the door, give me my phone.
Kenneth! Okay, I have clothes on. Can you open the door, please? Hello? Kenneth! Hello? Kenneth! Please! Please, open the door. Let's talk.
You're actually like a psychopath, gang.
Can we talk, please?
Like you really are in the head.
Can we talk, please?
Nah, gang, we're good. I'm
Just
good.
open the door.
I'm good off of you, bro. Get on my house.
Open the door.
Get on my house, bro.
Can I talk to you, please? Kenneth, please, open the door. Let's talk first. If this is it, let me just talk to you.
No, this is it, gang.
Okay, that's fine. Let me talk to you, though. Can we have a conversation?
I went through her notes. I went through everything, bro. And I seen tons of explicit photos from her and him. And then I went through the text messages, and there was a bunch of weird shit going on, bro. Like, she was talking about that being boyfriend material. She was saying she feels a disconnect from Kenneth. She was saying all types of bro, and honestly, bro, I wanted to crash out at that moment, but obviously I couldn't because I would go to jail. And yeah, I'm a good civilian. I'm not gonna crash out over a girl, but it was sick to see, to be honest, bro. Like, I genuinely was throwing up. I'm not gonna lie, you could ask all my homeboys. I was calling them. I was in my restroom throwing up just nonstop, bro. Everything I ate prior to that, I threw it all up, bro. It was sick, bro. So yeah, once I found that out, bro, I ain't gonna lie. I got my phone. I took pictures of everything. I wish I scrolled some more, but I like once I seen that, I was just ready to kick her out, bro. I took pictures of all the pictures she took for him, all the pictures he sent her, the text messages, everything, bro. It's all on my phone just in case she wants to deny or lie to me. It was all on my phone. I gave her phone back. I told her she had to go.
The first thing that came to my mind when I saw this as her contact was favorite cousin. I'm thinking, wait, hold on. If this is a favorite cousin, then there might be more than one cousin that this chick was involved with. Because what does the favorite come in? Like, oh yeah, the one that you like to hang out with the most. And clearly the way that you like to hang out with this guy is something else entirely. And you can even see that this guy had screenshotted a bucket list that she had with her cousin, which I don't even want to read this out. I'm just putting this on the screen. That's a bucket list that she was sending to her cousin. And I can imagine why the guy would be sick to his stomach. I can't even try to clown the guy. Do I think he should have brought this to the internet? Well, we'll get into that in a little moment. But then he reveals something even worse, because in the beginning, you're just thinking, okay, well, she was cheating on him. Yeah, she was talking to her cousin crazy. They've got this relationship over the phone, and she's showing him herself, and they're like exchanging photos. But this didn't happen in real life, right? Well,
I'm so sorry, Kendra.
I don't care. You can't. There's nothing you can say to me right now. You did what you did. You gotta face that. You gotta go.
This is something that I only did recently. Just know that in all of my relationships, I've always loved you a lot. And I cared for you a lot. You know that? I'm sorry, babe.
I don't care.
We've always had a close relationship since we was young. And I think, like, I'm so mentally I think, like, we had some psychological going on when we were young, because like when we was little jerks, like before even puberty, like we were like really close to where like some of our family members would notice it. And once I was really having my doubts, and you know, with you've always been different than how I wanted you to be. Like,
So you your cousin.
so what's that opportunity
So you your cousin.
to be?
So you your cousin. You need help, bro.
And yeah, she's not with me anymore. We're not with each other no more. But it's just like, bro, hey, all my young bulls out there, bro, learning experience, you can't trust these girls no more. I ain't gonna lie, bro. You can't trust boy best friends. You can't trust cousins. You can't trust brothers.
this is crazy. He even tells her, you effed your cousin. Now, the only time we've ever seen something like this before, as what I can recall, that went this viral was the Kevin Gates situation.
Somewhere down the line, we end up being cousins. But I had already been, tight. I already had been, snatching her soul out of her body, beating her back in. So I'm not about to stop, because the damage has been done. It has been done. I didn't know. Now, if I'd have grew up in the household with you, then it would have been gross. I didn't even know you.
So Kevin Gates, the situation was, I think he was in the South at this time. He was living in Louisiana. He was seeing this girl. He was dating this girl. And then he later finds out that it's his cousin. I'm not sure if it's a first cousin or a second cousin, but yeah, you hear Kevin Gates. And this was so insane to everyone. They're like, yo, Kevin Gates, he's the guy that gets with his cousin. But in Kevin Gates' defense, he didn't know in the beginning. He had no idea it was his cousin. So it wasn't like he was pursuing his cousin or his cousin was pursuing him. Now, after he found out, he did say that, yeah, I wasn't about to stop. And I mean, it's not justifying. We don't want to justify this, but it's a little bit more understandable for it to be a lot more difficult to sever ties when these people built a relationship and have emotional ties, and they came into this thinking that they are not cousins. And then they get the revelation of, wait, we are cousins. So that's a hard thing to deal with. Versus here, this chick knew off rip that they were cousins and still pursued it actively, and it's crazy. And the guy even says, like, yo, you cracked your cousin. You got cracked by your cousin. So I don't know where this rates in the scale, because there's getting cheated on with the, let's say, male version. Your girl cheats on you with her cousin, versus girl version, you find out your man is DL and cheating on you with dudes. Like, those have to be two like earth-shattering levels of, I don't even know, just shock. And like, damn, how am I supposed to compete with that type of deal? Which one is worse? We're gonna have a unisex comment section here. Safe space. So, like the 6 to 8 girls that watch this channel, let me know what you think is worse. Would it be the cousin or would it be the DL? I'm willing to guess health reasons, right? Like the DL is crazy, but because you could try to make it equal and be like, well, the guy's getting cheated on. Like, let's say he gets cheated on by his girl with another girl. I don't think that would impact them as much emotionally. I really don't think so. Like, I think the cousin thing would be worse than getting cheated on with a girl. And like, not all cheating is equal. But this guy, I do have to hold my hand to him. He was not going to allow himself to be gaslit, because this girl's talking about like, yeah, like we had mental issues and like, I think I need help. No, you don't need. You need to get the hell away from this guy. That's what you need. And some of y'all would have been like, yeah, we're just working this out. I need to get her some help. And you wouldn't have brought this to the internet. But this was a pattern. And there was actually her foreshadowing her own downfall.
But back when I was like, I don't even know the age, to be honest. I was young. I was just hitting puberty. Me and my cousin,
L story, yep, get
we
to the
kind of had a
point.
thing. We kind of had a thing going. But like, it was kind of one-sided though. It was more so me. But like, I remember like, I had a big crush on this because we were best friends. And at the time, being best friends with a guy when I'm just hitting puberty and like my hormones are a little bit like peaking, you know what I'm saying? I kind of associated him with that.
So she was in this guy's home, in his crib, streaming, making money, stacking paper while how was he affording to pay for this whole home? Somebody let me know. Like the Pocket Watch police, like the Pocket Watch investigation. You guys really need to let me know. We need to get agent on this for sure. And you're hearing these stories and some people probably think it's funny, but even the chat is like, yo, what the hell? What's wrong with this girl? And I quoted this and I said, she will come back on OF with her cousin and make more money in a week than she ever would have in streaming. If there is one thing that the phrase no such thing as bad promotion or no such thing as bad publicity, all publicity is good publicity, the only time that is actually true, it's wrong every single time except when it comes to OF, because these lust demons that pay for OF, that just consuming this stuff in general is already like you're weird, insane, and it's definitely unhealthy, and people that are going to feel offended by that, I really don't care. So these lust demons that are paying for this stuff as well, which is another level, do you think that their decision making is, damn man, you know, she's smashing her cousin, like I can't support that on OF? No, they're going on there. And some people are like, well, you know, it's like illegal. There's incest laws. Well, actually, no. Like the definition of incest is uncle, parents, children, and obviously grandparents, and siblings and half siblings. So cousin is not all the way covered. There are some states to where the rules are, I guess, like more lax or more strict. Like I think Texas bans first cousins, and California and New York, actually, they allow adult first cousins to marry. So they would be able to engage in whatever the hell they're doing. And most states allow it. So first cousins. So no, it's not like, oh no, that's banned. No, it's actually not like that. And I guarantee you, she would make a disgusting amount. She doesn't even need to do anything with her cousin. And also, another example of two brothers is the Island Boys. The Island Boys made a disgusting amount of money off of the male rainbow community because these dudes were kissing on OF and doing like really thirst baity, like weird. I don't even know what they've got behind the paywall, but they were doing that stuff on OF. And those are brothers. Those are twin brothers. And I don't know why she hopped off the internet. Like you gotta make a bag off of this because you can't come back on the internet. What are you gonna do in real life? Everybody in your life knows that this is going on, including your family. So I think I wouldn't say she should hop on this. Really, she's already a demon. She's cheating on her man, chasing her cousin. Her cousin's probably like not even tripping off of it, to be honest. Yeah, she's evil. Might as well go fully into the evil. And she would even talk about how evil she was and how she would try to get him angry in another clip.
As an evil light skin myself, we will do things on purpose to piss y'all off. But I'll say in the beginning, I used to do anything to piss that man off. I'm kid you not, bro. Like, anything you can think of. It was bad. Like it's like I get possessed by a demon, bro. Cause it's like, I'm not even myself. I'm not even thinking for when I be doing these things. I'm just like, oh yeah, this gonna make him mad. This gonna piss him off. This gonna irk him real good. This gonna get him tight. And then that adrenaline rush that I get from knowing that, it just fuels me, and I keep going, and I do it, and then he gets mad at me, and then I get mad that he's mad at me, because it's like I wanted to get him mad, but not that mad, and it's a cycle, and it repeats. It's a cycle, and it repeats.
She even says it. Like, oh yeah, you know, I feel like I'm possessed by a demon. She is possessed by a demon. This is the thing. Like, there's this chick who is clearly terrorizing that guy's life and cheated with her cousin and was also trying to get this guy angry, like she said, possessed by a demon. And people will still hit the whole like, yo, I can fix her. They were saying like, yo, why does he got a litter box with a camera in his crib? It's like, okay, that's what that you get gaslit like that. And people think like, yo, the devil's gonna come in the ugliest form. No, the devil's gonna come like this. Just like Daphne Joy on that interview with Academics, which I don't even know if we're gonna give a whole coverage to. If you were here, you were here. But the way like Academics is like smiling and giddy at her, Daphne Joy is a demon. She is the devil. She comes in and she has a child with 50 Cent. And then she goes to his worst enemy and starts getting cracked by random dudes. And then when that doesn't serve her anymore with Diddy, she leaves Diddy and then goes in court, basically like throws Diddy under the bus. And then she tries to play victim like she never wanted any of this. And then she comes back and is throwing her behind out and doing the whole, pretty much just trying to recruit people to her OF now. This person is a devil. But people will just look at her and the way that she looks and they will ascribe positive traits to her and be like, nah, it's like the environment and it's, the way that she was raised and this and that. And they'll just make any excuse under the book. And even Black Boy Max would react to this foreshadowing.
First time trying
Arby's review with my cousin. Look, this is the type of humor and jokes they was making. Yo, Kenneth, you manifested this shit, my boy.
He's with my cousin. Take a butt.
This is your girlfriend and y'all was trolling that you was the cousin that she was when she was actually her cousin. There's so many questions I have. Yes, this is Attack on Titan level foreshadowing.
Right.
I ain't gonna lie, it's not bad. You wanna try some?
First time trying Arby's.
I'm just so confused, bro.
So this girl was telling him, she damn near was letting him know, like, yeah, this is how I get down. And he was seemingly just trying to make every excuse in the book for it. But he did end up dumping her, which is all good for him. But what this guy needs to do is he needs to hit his foot on the gas because now people want you to win. So he's got to be streaming. He's got to be running e-dates constantly. And constantly running e-dates with chicks, trying to find this is his content plan, his content roadmap. This is how you're going to make a bag, Kenneth. You don't got to thank me for this. You don't got to give me credit for this. Just go ahead and execute. He's got to go on a bunch of different e-dates, and then he's going to do IRL streams with girls that he meets on there. Do not get into a relationship and run that for about 6 to 9 months, and you will make a lot of money. You will make more money than you ever spent, actually, on that girl while she was running up a bag underneath your roof. But yeah, let me know what y'all think about this. Like and subscribe and hit the notification bell if you enjoyed, and I'm going to see y'all on the next one.